Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Bill. I'm an expat and I live in the Philippines. Just so you guys know, this video is just going to be an overall after action report for my camping trip. In the background will be me flying and practicing my drone at a campsite on the ocean located in Fanta Real. I've done a video on this campsite already. You can check that out if you want. I'd appreciate it if you would. But I want to talk about my preparations and execution of this camping trip. Now, it has been many years since I've gone out and done any camping. So this is really just going to be talking about the gear I brought and how it worked out for me. So if this is not what you're into, but you like to watch the drone footage, please go ahead and do so. So the first thing is, if you watch my other video, that I had purchased and bought a lot of camping gear over the last 5-6 months to go along with some of my solar panels and solar generators and tarps and other preps I have related to camping and so forth. So the first part of the trip, just to give an example, it was about a 2.5-hour drive from where we live, so it wasn't too bad. Everything fit snugly. We did it in 2 runs. Me and my brother-in-law and some others went up on a Friday afternoon and set up everything, and let me tell you, it was raining and windy. So I didn't even bother trying to set up any of the solar equipment because it did not make any sense at that time. It would have just been wet and blown around, and I would have been spending the whole day just chasing the stuff around. So if you're 100% dependent on solar to get you through, that's the first thing I learned. Don't be. Now, I left with full charges on all my generators anyway, so I wasn't super concerned about that. Now, full disclaimer, load for my cell phone worked, so I had internet on my cell phone just for my normal globe. And also the free Wi-Fi from the resort was actually pretty reliable and pretty decent as well. I did bring my Starlink out, and I did try to set it up Saturday morning when it was still overcast and rainy, and I didn't get a good signal. I was getting better internet on the free Wi-Fi and on my phone than I was on the Starlink, and I'm sure that's 100% has to do with the overcast rainy day. So that didn't get a good test and it didn't get a good usage, so you don't get a good video on that setup because frankly it failed due to the weather conditions. Same with the solar panels. They failed me because I didn't end up using any of them because Saturday my wife got a cottage because she wasn't quite okay with sleeping on an air mattress, and the cottage had electricity, so we were able to recharge all the solar generators, phones, etc. via that venue. So and it was still slightly windy, so I didn't want to bother putting up the solar panels just to do a video on me charging them when we know they will charge anyways. But I did have 3 different generators with me, so I had plenty of power for all my gadgets, be able to charge everything, all the lights, all the USB based cell phones and chargers that, for my drone and everything. So having power wasn't an issue. I would have liked to try it 100% off-grid, as in my satellite being powered by the Blue Eddy, which was being powered by solar. And maybe next time I camp, I'll try some setup just like that. But yeah, legitimately, I also had a lot of fun, and I took the entire weekend to not be on the internet. I didn't look at any news. I didn't do any YouTube anything. Actually, I just did a bunch of filming without any scripts and threw it on a directory. Now that I'm back, I'm processing through it all. The drone was something I was happy to be able to fly on Saturday when it was nice and sunny, so you get these wonderful pictures you're looking at. Some of it's just me practicing because it's been a while since I've had it, but it's also playing with the kids. Some of the kids were like chasing the drone, so if you see me going up and down near kids, it's just me teasing them. And I did fly the drone out over the water, which is the first time I've ever done that. I'm slowly getting over my fear of controlling the drone, but it was fun, and it was a fun time. It's a lot of practice. As you'll see, I spent a good 15 minutes in just this video zooming up and down the beach. So having the drone was nice, and that's why I bought it. But otherwise, prep-wise, cooking was charcoal on a grill. We did bring a can of gas as well as a burner with us, so we could, use the frying pan. And we were making spaghetti, so we wanted to boil the water. And I think we brought 6 5-gallon bottles of water with us. We had a large group of 17 people, so I wanted to make sure we were hydrated. The campground was very accommodating with showers and everything. Please watch that video so you can see my camp setup and loadout and stuff. I just wanted to add some commentary here for those people that are curious how the logistics side of this trip went, and for those that want to look at the drone. So keep in mind, I have all the gear, but this is the first time I went out with my tent, my airbags, my sleeping, everything was basically brand new. Even the chairs, even down to the little camp table, everything I had was 100% brand new gear. And this was a test that I didn't have to do, because I could have just rented a cottage as well with the aircon and enjoyed the beach without caring about the tents and the setup and everything. But I wanted to actually get out and see if my sleeping bags were warm enough, too hot. I wanted to make sure my DC fans worked, and they worked great. All my generators performed fine. I even came back with my little 22-watt power bank. I never even had to use it. So I had enough electricity, and that was sharing with others as well. So I had that covered pretty good. I just wish I would have had more time to do the solar side of it. But I've already tested all these devices with solar. I know they all work. So that's pretty cool. Now let me tell you about this beach. One thing I did not have, which is something I will definitely have next time camping. You can't tell, but about 2 meters into the water from the surf edge is about 1 meter to 1.5 meters wide strip of gravel. Now once you get past that gravel, it's nice and sandy, but I tell you what, walking on that with my feet, I've got a couple little nicks and cuts in my feet, and I even fell once, trying to walk over that gravel and then having a wave hit me while I'm trying to be lightfoot about it. So the one thing I definitely going to put on my list would be some water shoes, water socks, whatever you want to call them. So next time I'm at a beach like this, if there is a rocky gravel seabed or beach, I can actually have some safety protection for my feet. I did bring my first aid kit. I'm happy to report not a single person had an injury that even required a band-aid. I did come back with sunburn on my shoulders, cheeks, and forehead, but that's to be expected because I'm ghost white and I was out in the water playing the entire time. What else was going on? We didn't do a bonfire. It was optional, but it was just too windy. I felt I didn't want to deal with chasing sparks all over the place. And the rain did show that my tents were waterproof, so that was a pretty good finding. I will tell you that my tents are big, and facing the ocean, that wind would hit it really strong. I had to use the extra large spikes, tent spikes, pegs, whatever you want to call them, that I bought to secure the tents, and I just pinned them all down in the front really good. The little cheap tent pegs that came with it were garbage. I knew they were anyways. That's why I bought the large, 1 foot-inch spike. And that probably saved the tents from being blown around. Now, if you watch my other video of the camping trip as well, you'll notice we had a cooking cabana, and you'll see that I had blue tarps put all over that. And the reason I had those tarps put was because the wind was just too strong. It was blowing the plates off the table, blowing sand into the food, blowing out the stove, etc. So having brought a couple extra tarps and ropes and stuff was a great idea, because it turned out I needed them and we used them. So that was a good prep on my end that actually needed to be done. Otherwise, that's it. I hope you guys can watch the rest of this video while I go ahead and finish up, and we can just rehash and comment down below regarding any of the equipment and the rain and the weather. So that was the trip in general. Enjoy the rest of this video. Again, it's just me flying up and down the beach practicing with the drone. I hope you guys enjoy it, and until next time, everyone, please be safe. Thank you.